Good afternoon or evening. This is going to be one heck of a Link to the Past randomizer spoiler log matchup. We have a quite tense elimination round, losers bracket round 4 between two absolute titans of the randomizer community, Gem versus Telethar. Extremely talented runners here. Head to head, this is going to be quite the show, quite the match. I am super excited. Joining with me on commentary is Team Captain Humbug. Tracking for us is the wonderful, as always, Lady Laura Linda. Absolute stacked crew, absolute stacked runners. It's going to be one heck of a match. Humbug, how's it going?
It's going so good. It's Friday. I have a beverage. It's Friday.
A beverage, please elaborate. Now, Humbug, this is a spoiler.
No,
please do not. Please do not keep us in suspense here.
No, we have been spoiled enough for this race entirely. So yeah, I think that this kind of a race is what the emote Monka S was made for. I just look at this and I'm sweating. It's
yes.
Like these two players are so damn good, and especially as spoiler. That this is going to be so fun to watch, and they have some decisions in front of them. Like
yes, that's right. So spoiler, of course, is all about. I mean, this is almost like the randomized version of like I won't quite say like NG or like speed running, but I mean it is a lot. There are a lot of parallels, right? To this, as you mentioned, these guys are super talented. I don't know if they necessarily grinded out like the vanilla game in terms of speed run time, but their execution, like both of them are world class, right? Absolute like the best of the best. I certainly expect very high performance here from both Gem and Telethar. But here, right, they have, again, this is spoiler log, so they have the log, they know where everything is, items, enemy drops, tree pulls, rupee crab, like resources, you name it. They've got 15 minutes to plan out their route, and then whatever they come up with in 15 minutes, that's kind of, what their plan is, right? And then, with those resources, you're gonna, just do the best you can. We, by the way, talk about resources. We have a ton of stuff already.
Oh yeah, we have it all.
Yes, Okay, so Blythe's hideout apparently has everything, and the bottle merchant, and a moon pearl. Okay, yep. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So this Captain Rico is very stacked. We have a lot. Like between the two of these runners, we have dark world access. And
yes, we've only been like 2 routes.
Right.
Yeah.
We've seen 4 screens of the game, and we have dark world access. So I don't think any of these players are gonna complain when the dark world access is this. I don't want to use this. Yeah, thank you. Easy is a good word. I was almost using the word free, but I don't think this is free by any means.
No. Well, in fact. Yeah, we're watching Gem actually spend 100 rupees. So in fact, it is in fact not free. We actually do need hard cash in order to actually get Dark World access. So
yes. But we also need to get that back because we need to go to pod. So somehow we need to get math.
No, okay. All right, I've learned. I have learned from many commentaries before that if anyone needs to do math, it is going to be my co-commentator, and that is you today, Humbug. So
well,
math, physics, pretty much the same thing, right?
It is. I teach them both.
Okay. Well, then perfect. I don't have to do a single thing in this case. All right.
Oh yeah. So yeah, we got a sword and.
We got a sword.
Something else? What was there in Active Escape that they got?
They got a couple bombs. That was another.
Bombs.
And then
they just picked up bombs.
Yeah, and then Gem actually a little bit. He actually picked up a heart piece that was in the right chest. So potentially, certainly in the past, historically, Gem has also tried to route in a couple heart pieces here and there. If it's convenient, especially if it's literally right next to the other things that he wants. So he could potentially get another heart container, and especially again, spoiler, heart containers are potentially can be hard to come by, right? And so that bump from like 4 to 5, right, actually could be pretty significant. We'll
That
see
could be
in
very,
this
very,
case.
very significant. Yes.
Ooh, okay. So we are looking actually watching Telethar here coming into Dark World already. Kind of beat Gem at least into Dark World initially. But we got Quake off of Stumpy. So actually, yeah, our wonderful tracker Lady Lord already has marked out all of the pendants and crystals for our dungeons because they know what they are from the spoiler log. They being Gem and Telethar. We are not going to get a map shot from these guys. So she has already done us the very fortunate of being able to see where the thing is. So we do need, of course, Quake for Turtle Rock. Ether is nowhere to be found.
Is Ether in Turtle Rock, maybe?
Maybe. We do have a peek to the spoiler log.
But Clear Mouse.
Yes, Humbug.
Why are they getting the flippers?
That's actually a really great question because we actually do see on our tracker again, a Swamp Palace and Ice Palace are both pendants. We are actually watching Telethar dive into Swamp right now.
Yes. Well, it seems like he's doing that anyway, since he is mirroring in front of the dam. But yeah, this is like we don't even need the flippers for logic.
That's true.
It doesn't look like it anyway with Ice and Swamp being pendants. But yet here we are. Both of our runners basically just beeline to those flippers in K45. I wonder what they might be looking for.
Well, so if it's Gem or Telethar, and right now if they can't start with Boots, I'm gonna just assume that Boots better be here. Otherwise, there is no reason in this case to be like. Especially, well, actually, I guess maybe the Fluke could be here.
Fluke could definitely be something that you would beeline as quickly as possible. We have, although, seen that these players have taken different routes. Like Gem routed in a sword at Sahan.
Yes,
which he is going to use, I assume, somehow. And can we all just agree that it's kind of sad that we won't get any Specky?
I know. So like Telethar is a little bit ahead going into Swamp Palace, compared to Gem, and sadly there is no hookshot, to us. I mean, the hookshot does have to show up eventually, logically speaking, because we do need the hookshot to get over the Moldrum 2 gap, but sadly we do not have the hookshot in order to save ourselves 22 seconds, and this being, of course, still on the original tournament branch, being able to save a little bit of time, especially with all this like extra lag and water draining and all that stuff, like, it's nice. It's a very nice convenience to have to be able to skip that part.
It is. Especially it's like the lag specifically comes to mind with the second drainage. Well,
perfect. Good
Boots.
job, Telethar. Good job, Gem. Pendant Swamp, dude. Like, what a terrible place. But again, PSA. If you ever have a spoiler log, say thank you in advance. It doesn't matter, where the items are. It could be just a straight jet seed. You are always happy to know, in this case, where the items are. Especially in this case, where it is pendant. Pendant Swamp, man. Pendant Swamp for Boots. Come on.
I want to see anyone that plays the seed without the spoiler log to get those boots within 6 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Because why would you dip Pendant Swamp for those?
Exactly. Yeah.
There's literally no reason.
Unless you actually have a spoiler log, it would be very, very, yes.
Right.
It would be very inspired. How's that? Especially not with the hookshot, like.
Inspired. That's a good word for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm actually not sure if we actually need the boots at all. Technically, well, we need them to have fun.
Thank you, Humbug. You read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to say.
But I can actually say now that both of our torches are junk. So both of our players just went straight for the boots as fast as they possibly could, for the only reason of they make you go fast. Like literally no other reason.
Right, so I mean, you did actually have a very convenient time benchmark there, with 6 minutes basically to to get boots. Like, while a spoiler log seed does not usually last, that long. Usually people get it, I would say like maybe sub hour or 50 some minutes. The earlier you can get these, let's say items of luxury, right, or more or less required stuff. I mean, we always need, of course, the boost to have fun and stuff. But the earlier you get them, the earlier you make that time investment, like the more value it will return, right? Because you have so much more of the seed to play. Ever bonk on a bush before, Humbug? Asking for a friend.
Yes.
Those bushes are pretty sturdy, Like sometimes, it just takes like a little, like we can actually like pull a bush from the ground, and yet like they are like the strongest barrier you could possibly have, even with those boots.
They have very strong roots at very specific
that's right, very specific locations
underneath them. But yeah, like we can see here, this is one interesting part about actually watching a spoiler log race, is that when you see a divergence in a normal random race, you really don't know why. It's mostly because of the whims of the players. But here, that is all calculated. Like Jem decided to take the time to walk, I reiterate, to walk over to Sahasrara to get a sword. Only so that he would have two swords when he did Swamp and got the flip and got the boots, so that he could get fire rod off of Bombo's tablet. Telethar decided instead to just, as fast as possible after the boots, go to Pod, so that he could grab the sword on the way. And that's really cool. I don't know which one's faster.
And again, like if we, I guess maybe unless you're very, very good, at estimation, maybe just based on maybe previous history, like for example, if your name is Arior, like I would basically just trust whatever you think is the back of the envelope value. But other than like just actually timing things, it is actually very, very interesting because like the timing could also maybe be like runner dependent, and I'm very interested actually in seeing this case of which one kind of shakes out to be faster. Like Jem's route certainly looks very, very efficient, right? Getting to Dark World, going all the way to Bombo's tablet, kind of even as a one-off, right? Seems, very. It seems like a very hefty time investment. So the fact that he was able to combine that, with, again, it's another reason to go get the boots, right? It's very efficient. However, as you did point out, walking to Saha to go get that extra sword is not exactly cheap either. We're literally trudging over there. We can only hold right for so long, right? And for so hard and not even get any more speed. So
right, and Telethar will also like he can actually flute away from there later, like from his fire rod pickup, since he just picked up the fire rod from the back of Pod. I just wanna briefly mention something that Telethar did a minute ago, which was very swaggy, and I thoroughly approve. In which he's right now, like in 2 seconds, rushing past this chest. He got this chest from a frame perfect chest turn.
Oh, did he do the chest
inside of the dash?
Oh,
yeah,
nice,
inside of the dash. Yeah, that was very hot. I enjoyed that.
Telethar is definitely somebody who I'm not sure how much he kind of like practices stuff on stream, but he has really just like gone ham in the prac hack or just the season in general. Like he has done so much discovery. For better or for worse, I think he and Ari like discovered some very alternative routes in Pod only, boots required. People may or may not be happy with it, but has gotten things a bit faster. So it's
the adjective alternative route. Like the use of alternative is definitely a choice. People would call it cursed.
I'm just saying, you gotta level up your boots ability. That's what you put boots on. That's maybe another reason why Jem and Telethar both got the boots, right? It's really like these guys, like while they're already outstanding, just like by themselves, right? Boosts just amplify their ability like by magnitudes, orders of magnitude.
Oh yeah, and honestly, it doesn't only magnify their ability; it magnifies their their trust, their own trust in their ability.
For sure. This is actually a good point.
It's so obvious. Hey,
look at that. See, Jem, absolutely, like, he is not going to be outshone by Telethar, all right? Like...
No. So, I can just indulge in that. Jem Telethar might well, Structural Mike, Airy, and I had our own little boots camp this summer where we learned from the great Airy in like specific NMG strats. We only made it so far as to pod. After that, we just procrastinated the whole thing. But one of the things that we like zoned in on and spent like 30 minutes together in a voice call just grinding out is those chest turns. And we just tried to get them as frame
You know what?
perfect as possible.
I am so glad that the practice has paid off. At least for Gem and Telethar. You and Mike and Ari, we still need some video evidence here. But I mean, these guys obviously have shown that they are very dedicated.
Wow. Hey now. Video evidence? I have a profile picture of myself.
Oh, you know what? Wait, that's desert, right? That's not pod.
Right.
Okay. Well, okay. You know what? Yes. So all we now need is video evidence of like Gem and Telethar, doing the desert chest turn. I mean, it is a very, very impressive chest turn.
And I can just say that the big key to Desert Palace is vanilla, so they will have to do it.
Oh,
wait,
perfect.
Is desert
oh, you're right.
No, it's a crystal. Oh,
no, of course, it's got to be a crystal.
Yes. Heck yeah.
All I can say, by the way, is that I am extremely disappointed in Gem's efficient routing to route in the Fire Rod before Landmos. I'm not sure if Telethar is going to do that, but right now there is no Fire Rod in his inventory. I'm just saying.
There is not. We can also just look at our players' inventory and see that there are no mitts in their inventory.
That is also
they have basically
point.
Everything else apart from, well, Samaria, honestly. But mitts seem to be somewhat dumb. Well, they don't have a hook shot, but they don't care about a hook shot.
Yeah, well, I mean, we clearly have just touted all their boots abilities. So, unless the hook shot is, I would say, convenient, I would certainly not expect either of them to pick it up. And again, and I think it also probably depends. This is a 1v1 race, right? Gem is racing Telethar and vice versa. And, part of knowing who your opponent is you can kind of adjust the level of aggression, you have. If you, in this case, think that the hook shot's going to save you more time by you picking it up, right? Because it's a consistent gap to cross for Moldorm 2. Then, go pick it up, right? However, though, if you are confident in your, well, let's say boots ability to get past that gap, there is no reason for you to waste extra time by going out of your way to pick up essentially like a safety. Nice use of the, I would say, arrows for Telethar. Exactly in the number of arrows he needs. For better, for worse.
A perfectly executed fight since he used up all his arrows, yes. I think he will be very happy with that. But yeah, like if you feel like you're confident enough in your hovers, then the hook shot should be very close by for you to actually gain time by grabbing it, I think.
Yeah.
It has to basically be next to a chest that you already go to for other reasons.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, and also the fact that, the swamp is a pendant, right? And we saw that, well, I mean, we also do the spoiler log, but like clearly the only real value, of Swamp Palace in this, in this particular seed was the boots that didn't even need the hook shot, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess, one thing I do notice though that in, Turtle Rock is a crystal. They have to do roller room, which I haven't actually looked at. Remember, PSA, you don't have the hook shot. That's a very common misdirection, on the conveyor belt that some people may end up taking.
It is. Oh, that's a beautiful
Pincus
Armos from Gem.
Pink Link, Pinkett. I do approve.
Oh, it's even in the lore. I see.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, a very excellent execution so far by both, Gem and Telethar. I mean, so Telethar, in fact, was a little bit ahead in these dungeons in terms of, execution. But keep in mind that Telethar still does not have the Fire Rod from Bumbo's tablet. But just, again, outside of that very minor divergence, things look, pretty even. But I think these guys are kind of playing, they seem to be playing pretty well so far. Very... man, it is so hard to even give like an inch or centimeters. We're metric systems today, for these guys. Like it's
right.
The margins here, especially as spoilers, are just so tight. There is no like they already had the ice drop, for example, right? So there's no can I well maybe my opponent also got lost in doing mirrorless Smith chain or something, right? There's nothing like that here.
Maybe my opponent did left side swamp after the boots. No, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Like we won't do any of that. It's just we will do the same things. And I noticed earlier, but this was a while ago for sure. But
Oh, Telethar!
okay.
Everything's fine. Everything. See, say thank you, Blue Mail. You know, Blue Mail was the thing that saved Telethar.
That's actually true. Yes.
Oh my
but yes,
gosh.
we can unclench our butts now.
Okay. By the way,
yeah,
so oh yeah, no, go.
In the early game of this, we saw both Telethar and Gem go to CAC immediately, but they took slightly different routes in CAC. Telethar went for the wild first, and then Blind's Basement, and Gem did the other way around. And it actually turns out that Telethar was like almost 10 seconds ahead after CAC, but they did the exact same things.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing, like, do you do the well? Oh no, Telethar! Oh no, Gem!
It's okay. You know what? It's just parody. So for the record, like they are allowed to watch each other because you know there's not like a puzzle aspect, right? As in like, oh, where did my opponent find this thing? You know, you have the access to the same level of information.
Right. What's Gem doing?
Gem is showing off.
Gem?
He's just showing off.
Why is he tickling the old man in his bum? That doesn't seem fair.
Because he can, you know, like the sword. Right. Yeah, he was just missing the red boomerang actually, just to get some extra sparkles. By the way, is this cape required? Out of curiosity, is this because they both rescued the old man and they both picked up the cape?
I can confirm that it is required.
Okay. Because I mean,
like something off of a bumper ledge.
Okay, all right, that sounds good then. Yeah, because I mean, again, you know, like the cape is a very, very great, you know, viable safety, especially if they're going to be stuck on Master Sword for a while. They got to go feel vitreous. Really, anything else like that cape's very, very useful. But again, rescuing the old man is a lot of time. You know,
it's a lot of time. It might save you back some time if you say don't never get the flute. Then it's nice to have. Well, then you will have to save the old man. But if you do it early, you might get a save and quit point at the mountain that you want.
Oh, true.
But in this case, they have to save the old man. Gem also went straight for Ice Heart Cave earlier when he activated his flute to pick up the silvers from Ice Heart Cave earlier.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Telethar has not done yet. Very interesting though. Telethar is actually continuing on to Hera. Like, Gem just he rescued the old man, got the cape, and then left. So we are also doing the basement. Real riveting content right here on Telethar side. Let me tell you. What Humbug? What do you do when you sit through Hera basement, like in a rando seat? Is this like your Zen moment? You know, when you're trying to relax.
In a rando seed, for sure. This is Zen moment, definitely. In spoiler, I feel like I'm getting even more stressed by standing in her basement.
Oh God, more stress? That's not good. No, we need to reduce the stress.
I'm probably trying to parse whatever I can from the spoiler log while I'm down here, and I realize that shit. Sorry. Dang! Yeah. My time is running out. I need to get out of here, and then I miss the last tile, and then I lose time. And,
okay, that's very fair. Okay, so we did see the Hera basement. Yeah, man. So again, thank you, spoiler log, right? So like, while we did get Darkworld access in Kakariko, which was really nice, right? But like. Okay, so myths are in Hera basement. Booths are in Pendant Swamp. Like, when do you go to these locations on your own? Like, who sits through these things willingly?
Hera basement as late as possible. Swamp never.
Yeah. So that bodes real well. For the time of the seed. Yes.
Yep.
So, okay, so this is actually very interesting, right? So Gem put off Hera, right? And, so he actually came into Village of Outcasts, like, the longer way, because no myths, right? So we had to kind of go around. Telethar, though, on the other hand, used his myths, took the shortcut. So that's actually, getting into the entry here is actually good of a time save. I'm going to be curious to see, like, what the offset's going to be, versus, I assume...
is probably going to be an extra mountain climb.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, it's not. Because they need to go... Gem still needs to go down and do minor.
Yeah. So I'm very
really
curious,
don't see
right?
the reason why Gem actually did this before getting the mitts.
Yeah, I mean, so there could be something important maybe that he wants for Dark Death Mountain. Well, I mean, like,
Sure.
or something. So I'm again very spot checking basically the log. So we're going to see though. Again, they have 15 minutes. The fact that both Gem and Telethar are this far, within the brackets. Gem. Okay, so Gem was actually on what's also coincidentally known as the Spoiler Log podcast with Dante, and he said that he was actually a bit intimidated initially by spoiler, just because like when you first look at the log, it is pretty intimidating. You gotta parse everything. You only have 15 minutes to try and figure out a route. It can be pretty daunting. Once he kind of got over that fear, just like let's just look at a log. Let's try and figure out a route. He said it took him like 10 minutes. Got a couple minutes of spare. Oh yeah, we do need that cape, by the way. So he played 31 ladder races when spoiler was there on ladder, so he definitely got a lot of experience.
31 ladder races of the same mode in the same season.
Yes, and yes, it was very fortunate, serendipitous that spoiler actually was a season on ladder when he got into it, which was so he played a lot. Like I said, a lot of experience. So I certainly do trust.
You're telling me that the reason that I lost the gem in this tournament is basically Dunka's fault?
Yes,
because I can go with that. I can completely go with that narrative. I'm fine with that.
Cancel the Patreon. Everything.
Fantastic.
Yes. we'll go on our own cruise.
Oh,
we don't need.
Oh
no. It's okay. We didn't get hurt. Okay. All right. So let's in this case, So let's see in this case like what. Because right now at least Gem got, I guess, what, Samaria from... he got Samaria from
yes.
from Bumper Cave. And then here... So maybe if Samaria is useful up here, then it might actually be worth it. But until then, I guess maybe we can see in this case, like, Telethar's decision to use mitts might be a little bit faster.
And as it has been pointed out in chat, that Gem can actually do Turtle Rock while Gem is here, because Gem has everything he needs to beat it.
True. That's very true.
That is most likely the reason for doing the
maybe delaying
and Samaria before doing the mountain, because there are goodies in Turtle Rock.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, yeah. So speaking of those, so Telethar is going to go and pick up his Cane of Samaria right now. Yeah, meanwhile, Gem had a little bit of trouble with the Beatles room. While, again, these guys have run NMG before, sometimes, it can be a little bit awkward. Oh, we tried the Raven strat, the new the new Petting Zone room, when you have sword, hammer, and boots, you can actually dash through a lot of them. But many Moldorm's RNG can be apparently very devastating.
Oh, yeah. There are some... Actually, there are more spots in the game than a lot of veteran players know about. Oh my god! Double Moldorm falls?
Oh my gosh!
Oh.
Yeah, but this one was a bit more punishing probably for Gem, just because you default 2 stories, right? Oh my god, we got middle hold.
That was basically as punishing as it was for Telethar, because Telethar fell from...
Oh,
he fell from the second floor, but he had to go the roundabout again to get to that part of the second floor.
Because he got stuck. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it feels very bad for both of them, but they just basically lost as much time as the other one did.
Oh, right, yes. Okay, yeah. I think I mentioned this before. It doesn't actually finish my thought. Right, in a spoiler, they're allowed to watch... Oh, no. It's totally my fault, because I got distracted by them doing something else. They're allowed to watch each other, because, there's no puzzle aspect. I don't actually know if they are watching each other, right now. I think Gem's even on record saying that watching another person's screen is very distracting, and so it's just, you have to also play the game, right? It's not like you have a third set of eyes and another brain basically to parse. Oh, okay, my opponent is here, right? Maybe the best you can do is kind of peek, but context switching is also pretty expensive. So they, even if maybe they have their streams up or something, in order for them to catch that one instance of them falling, may not have been present. So you know, we'll see. Like, I hope they don't feel too bad, but for better or for worse, at least for, you know, for our viewing enjoyment, you know, we do have cams on these guys, right? Whenever something, you know, well, whenever in a reaction is elicited, right, we can actually see them, you know, reacting to the situation at hand.
And since they both fell in Hero, we can actually confirm that they both reacted in the exact same way. They half fell backwards out of their chairs in disappointment when they fell in Hero. So they are playing the game on very equal terms.
Yeah, I mean, and again, like, these things do happen. You know, Moldorm is certainly a very notorious boss. It doesn't actually matter how good you are. Even the best of runners, you know, do get hit because, well, you know, you can't control the RNG, and the ricochet is, you know, again, very strong.
Yeah. So after all of that, we can see that Telethar came out of this 3 seconds ahead.
3 whole seconds! Oh my god.
A dead rock ahead. They came out a dead rock ahead.
This is amazing, actually, because they took such different routes, you know?
Yes, they both fell in Hero.
And they both fell! This is amazing. Suddenly, we're 4 dungeons in, we're working on the 5th, and suddenly, oh my gosh, they're the same.
Oh my.
Oh, wow.
This is great. This is awesome.
This is actually one of the best parts about spoiler, in my opinion. Okay, like, Rando obviously is still very entertaining to watch, right? But, you know, you can obviously certainly run, I would say, a fairly non-trivial chance of 2 very excellent people, you know, running Rando. It's an ice rod hunt at the end. Who finds the ice rod first? That person's gonna win, and then the other person, you know, I don't know, is in, you know, Pendant Vitreous or something, right? Looking for it, and, you know, you're very sad. Here, I mean, especially, you know, how good Gem and Telethar are. Like, you really want these guys to, you know, basically, you know, have a battle, like, to their best of their abilities, right? Their execution, their routing decisions, you know, this is exactly what you want to see. You don't want to see kind of someone getting randoed, essentially.
Yeah, getting randoed in this isn't the thing.
Exactly.
And that is just, to me anyway, it's a comfort of the mode. Like, there is no getting randoed at all. And shout out to
hey, look, you remember when you were saying, like, 15 minutes ago or something, you know, where it's like, you know, unless, like, the hook shot is literally right next to something that you need, you know, it's probably not worth it. I believe this qualifies as, you know, something that is literally right next to something else you need.
That was 3 tiles away. Also, we are insane.
Almost. Jem had to ruin it because he had a bonk on the chest.
Yes. But yeah, that hook shot. Say it. Okay, humor me this. Say they can get the small keys to Turtle Rock without going to Laser Bridge, and the hook shot is on bottom chest Laser Bridge. You think they get it?
Oh, I think the answer is no. Oh, you know what? Talking about, so okay. Oh my gosh. So okay. So for what it's worth, this seed, all of the boss RNG are seed, as in they're gonna have the same pattern, same Aga 2 cycles, you know, etc. The minion RNG, chomps, pokies, to some extent, like, you know, like mini Moldorms. These things, apparently, that is not. Telethar got a different pattern. Had a little bit of trouble with chomps, and suddenly now, you know, again, Turtle Rock is a giant run killer for NMG. I don't want anything bad to happen to them. I'm just saying, like, you know, even like the best of runners, right, can sometimes get screwed over by enemy RNGs.
So the thing is that in an NMG run, if you get Telethar's RG pattern there on chomps, you would probably just go for it. And you would probably also still be slightly more comfy going for it, because you would have more health. However, here Telethar is on Oko. He's on Oko against basically everything in Turtle Rock.
Well, he has blue mail, right? I guess.
Oh, so he has blue mail. Good point. Good, very good.
But I do think, but I do think you're right though. Like, in that he is probably being a bit more cautious. Like, chomps are notorious, by the way, for doing it, because there are 2 of them. You know, they're notorious for basically doing their own co-op and teamwork and just, you know, 1-2ing you. And so I can certainly understand the concern. By the way, though, like, so while this extra heart container is not, it probably won't make a difference in this particular dungeon, but like, again, this is, I think, another thing that Gem did very well, is that he picked up 4 heart pieces along the way. Didn't quite catch them, but now he has a 5th heart container versus Telethar's 4. I mean, again, I think this is actually very, very heads up. You know, just like a hook shot, right? He got basically 4 of the hook shots, and it combined into a super hook shot, long shot. Whatever, long heart container. You know, like that's the, you know, that's the benefit, basically. You know, with basically no extra cost.
And he got the heart pieces again from chests that were literally on his way.
Exactly.
Like you cannot route in those heart pieces if you have to go out of your way to get them. Like, say you need something from the NPC in Hype Cave, and there's a heart piece further in Hype Cave. You won't get those heart pieces. Like, there is no way you get them. They have to be actually on the way, like literally on the way. Yeah,
you saw, right, so one of them, like, for example, was in the back of Escape, right? That was next to bombs and a sword, right? So that one seemed super nice. I think there was another one in Blind's hideout. I don't quite remember. I mean, but like, yes, as you said, like, we did not see Gem go out of the way for any of them, so they were actually very, very nice to be able to be picked up.
Yeah.
Telethar having actually just enough magic in order to do the peg puzzle. Like, that room is awful, by the way.
It is.
Where did we get another heart container?
It's sort of kind of nervy as well, since you can just dash straight into the pokey and just die off of it unless you cancel your dash perfectly.
Alright, so we are on... Yep, we are on Master Sword. Trinex, not, you know, the... Oh my god, Telethar. Please. This is not good.
This is not
Does
good.
he have enough? Does he have enough?
I don't know.
He needs one more shot to count.
He's gonna refill his magic using glitches.
Oh my gosh, dude! See, this is exactly why Telethar earns a spot, like, as one of the top runners, because in situations like this, he can. Yes, like, oh my gosh. Like, when you run out of magic on Trinex, you are basically, it's basically like a Trinex death. He has used is all of his resources and basically clutched out some magic refill so he doesn't end his life on Trinex. That is amazing.
That was sick. It, unfortunately, for however cool it was, it lost him time. It didn't lose him as much time as it would have done if he had to actually run out of magic. But that was awesome. Just a huge shout out to Telethar for pulling that off and for just
you really
cool in the moment there to just pull that off.
For sure, awesome. Yeah, you know, so like in general, right? Like people talk about like tilt and, you know, getting and basically panicking, you know, when under duress or, you know, when you take a death. I mean, that part is actually extremely underrated, especially for spoiler. Everything is just so action packed, you know, and like everything is just so intense. So like you're already under a lot of pressure right now because you know there's probably very little room for error. The fact that you now again you're in panic mode because something terrible has gone wrong is something you're not expecting to be running out of magic for. So the fact that Telethar, you know, very heads up, like he knew, you know, he knew what to do or he figured out what he needed to do, and that's not easy. Like even if you know how to do it, right? Like you still have to think that you have to remember the fact that you're able to do it to begin with. So
right, to begin with, and then you have to remember like the button presses that you would have to do. And you would have to menu correctly. You would have to you would have to shoot the arrows into the wall fast enough. There's a lot to that. That is harder in spoiler, harder in a spoiler race, harder in a restreamed spoiler race than it is in any other situation of playing this game.
Oh no, I 100% agree to that. And as you said, I was gonna say, as you said though, like the fact that Telethar was able to recover, like, so yes, he did lose a little bit of time because he had to actually, you know, get the magic refill, but if he had to start basically Trinex over again, you know, there was no safety door, right, anywhere. They didn't even go outside. He had to have started at the beginning of the whole dungeon. That is a multiple minute time loss versus maybe, you know, like the handful of, you know, let's say like 20 seconds, right? You know, estimation, you know, something like that, right? It's definitely well within still execution range, right? These guys are apparently still on Master Sword for some reason. Like, you talk about comfort, Humbug. Where is our tempered? Of all people, I expect Gem and Telethar to be holding out that red sword as opposed to the blue one.
Gem has actually decided to not pick up tempered, at least before GT. There is a sword in GT, but he could have had tempered already, had he chosen to.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
It has to be easily obtainable in GT. That's just what I assume.
Okay. Normally when something is in GT, my mind just kind of glazes over, and they'll be like, okay, well, it's dead to me until I actually get there.
Yeah, so... pretty much. Pretty much. But the thing is that they both picked up silvers for probably this fight specifically, because none of the players are getting tempered. There's a tempered sword in the Meyer Big chest.
Oh, okay. That isn't really unfortunate because like the Meyer Big key is vanilla, right? So.
Right.
Yeah, it's just basically on the other side of the dungeon.
For that to be worth it, the sword in GT has to be close to the big key or on the way to the big key. I think. Because otherwise you will have to go out of your way in GT to get a tempered sword, or you would have to do Master Sword Ganon. And going to Meyer Big Chest for a tempered sword is definitely worth it. If it compares to doing Master Sword Ganon, because that's slow.
That's definitely true. I mean, like there are. Oh no, Telethar. we're just having a little mishap. I don't know if he accidentally lost Spooky. I guess I wasn't watching, his execution or item usage for that matter. But it's gonna be again just bleeding a little bit more time versus.
Yeah. Although Gem just also bled some time because Gem almost went to GT without 7 crystals. That would have been awkward.
Well, maybe he's showing solidarity with, his opponent, who may or may not have gotten to GT with not enough crystal. I'm just saying, like, it may or may not have happened. Okay, there's no, video evidence that you could probably dig for, that's showing that Telethar is outside of GT without the crystal cutscene and wondering what's going on.
Right. And can I just direct everyone's attention to Gem's
All right, yes, we're avidly watching.
Gem is going to do the best strat in the game. At least he's going to try to. I will get very disappointed if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, I would be extremely surprised, honestly, like, because he knows you're on commentary, and he even did this, right? Like, when, like, we specifically had to ping you, right? Because when you weren't around. So surely he will do this now, right? Oh my gosh, Humbug. Are you proud?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. That is the good stuff right there. Real impressive Gem.
Go to sleep a happy. Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. So the bar here. Again, this is the highest level of performance. Telethar.
Yes.
We have high expectations.
So I don't want to jinx anything, but if Telethar also gets this chest turn, I'm not even sure if I can. That's dumb, because if so, they both got both of those chest turns in the game.
You do know that these guys are two of like the best players, right? Like in the world.
So,
all this is telling me is that we need harder challenges for them to execute on. Telethar. Okay, nobody saw anything. Let us focus on the fact that Gem will switch to regular arrows for this fight.
Regular arrows, Gem. Come on.
Okay, I was technically still correct in that he did switch to regular arrows. He just switched back to the silver arrows. So I really need to amend my statements, next time.
You're allowed to shout at Gem.
You're right. I am. You're right. I have been extremely. I feel like Gem. Again, like maybe he is trying to play up a little bit of favorites here, right? Because he did both the chest turns. One in pod, one in desert, and yet I feel like another commentator has been neglected.
Yeah, I can. All I can tell from this is who the favorite is. That's for sure.
Actually, Humbug. So I certainly don't want to make any race predictions because there is still a lot of race left to go. However, though, I did realize that the winner of Gem versus Telethar is actually going to be facing potentially you or Brelkin in the next round. So do you think Gem actually might be trying to intimidate you?
He might. but that will be in vain. I will not get intimidated, sir. That will not happen.
That I approve.
I know very well where I stand against Gem. Trust me. I'll let it. I'll only say that, but people can draw their own conclusions from what I say.
Yes. Okay. Very fair. All right. Yeah. Just to draw something very briefly in chat. The chess turns are is. In theory, it does save, what, like 3 frames or something? Maybe 1 frame? I mean, the theory is probably an overestimate, but yes, you can, on the same frame, turn yourself, like, as you open the chest. So, like, it looks really cool, but it is a frame-perfect execution.
It
so
is.
We just, yeah.
It doesn't only look really cool, it is really cool.
That's true. That is true.
Yes.
Right.
But we also just saw a perfect Waffle House from Telethar.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. So shout outs to Matt7898 for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all would like some Waffle House. It is unfortunately only a U.S. Southern chain, I want to say. Like, I'm not even sure how popular it is in the West Coast. Telethar's in the West Coast, I think, at least in the States, but I don't think there are any Waffle Houses in Germany.
They are probably not over here. No. It's probably a US thing, you're right. But yeah, right, so Gem is gambling on the GT Big Key being in Starfield's room.
Yes, what a gamble. If all my gambles, oh, look at that beautiful temper sword. Oh my gosh, literally right next to Bastion for the Big Key too.
Again, a chest that is literally right next to another chest that you need to open. Just get it.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the hook shot, just like hard pieces, you know, just like temper sword. Yeah.
Why did Gem have something against that anti-fairy there, that he shot it with a bow?
Oh, well, maybe he was very frustrated at the fact that he almost came up here without that 7th crystal. That 7th crystal is kind
of important. He wouldn't have let him do the swag chest turn either. So just good riddance for him for remembering it.
All right, so I certainly do appreciate the time estimation difference. Looks like actually, yeah. So I'll trust chat here for what Quickdraw's saying. Maybe about a 50-second lead. They will have Tempered Sword going into the gauntlet for both of them. So, you know, while this is probably the most comfortable set of equipment for both Gem and Telethar, you know, execution still does matter. Again, this is basically NMG level execution, and I certainly do expect very good things from both of them. The gauntlet does not have to be kind to you. You know, for example, Gem, you know, tried to do GBZ, unfortunately had to do it twice. And again, you know, minion RNG is not fixed between seeds. Looks like Telethar, unfortunately, is having a little bit of an issue, though, with the switch room. Oh, no.
Yeah, that room can... That is such a muscle memory room that, that when it gets out of hand and you have to go out of your muscle memory to fix it, it's really hard.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I've also, I guess, it seems to be like a common trend between, or you know, among especially high-level runners, is that this game is very precise. So, you know, when things go well, things are so smooth, right? It's almost like a dance. You know, you're watching like, you know, really pretty execution, and then you're 1 pixel off, and then suddenly it's like, you know, dumpster fire. This is fine. Everything's burning. Help! You know, type of situation. So.
That can definitely happen, and in a room with a very specific strat like that room, it can go sideways very quickly. So so yeah, and the room that Gem is in right now is another one. I know that me and literally every other random player
every single one. I agree. Yes, 100% of them. Yes.
Say in a normal random run where you climb GT and realize, oh, I don't have the fire rod. The time it takes for your brain to reroute what you need to do in that room is longer than you give it credit for, because it gets screwed up pretty quickly. And you forgot, wait, how do I do this with the lamp again?
Yeah, that's true.
And that goes for so many rooms of this game. Like, they have so specific strats, and when you are out of your comfort zone or out of your muscle memory, it just goes
Mhm.
sideways.
Yeah, I would actually like to point out again, like there are just things that you expect to have, right? And so this is also a bit more minor, but so you might have heard like the like sounds from on Jem's audio. So he tried to powder just like you do right before, in the pre-molded room. He had no magic, and then he's like, "Oh no, what do I do? Okay, you know what? I can live with this. I'm going." He doesn't want to waste any more time, menuing to the cane and then fake powdering and all that. Like so, yeah, we're going. Yeah, I mean, but like, so Telethar looks like he's very healthy in terms of magic, so I presume that he will actually have full health. These guys do not have any bottles, and they just have the cape. That's pretty much, what their level of safety is.
Yep.
Ganon is, there's a reason why he is the final boss of the game.
Yes. Ganon hurts if you try to hurt him in the wrong way. Like there is anything can happen on Ganon.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, and even though this is pretty, again, this is probably the comfortable, level set of equipment, or very common. We have silvers, actually probably pretty luxurious at this point. But more importantly, as you did mention before, we do have tempered. This is something that again has been somewhat more, within these guys' wheelhouses. They've done this fight, many times.
Yes.
We are, yeah. So I certainly, but again, this is, you mentioned this is spoiler.
Yeah.
Well,
again, anything can happen again.
Everything. Oh my gosh. So okay, that is definitely a break that Telethar needs for him to cut the race a little bit closer. I mean, so like Telethar throughout basically the gauntlet, throughout the tower, had been kind of bleeding a little bit of time here and there, right? And a lot of that time adds up. So it did kind of seem like he needed Gem to make a mistake, and that. Yes, like definitely qualified. So now the race is
closer.
So yes, so not only is it closer just in terms of actual like raw time difference, I think the warps are also going to be different. Is that right?
They are.
Okay.
Well, they probably are, rather.
Oh, true. That's true. That's true. You're right. It could still be the same, but yes.
Yes, but with Gem dying with 3 hearts and getting revived with 5 makes a lot of difference. He can take 1 more hit now.
That's true. Thank you. Thank you, Help.
Before.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Well, okay, we're gonna see how many warps Telethar is gonna get, because holy cow, Ganon is not. You see Gem's like reaction. It's like, oh my god, dude, just stop, dude. Alright, we got our double. Gem, I don't know if he's watching, but this is super close on Telethar because he's already on phase 3.
Oh yeah.
What a race. Alright. Hopefully, assuming nothing bad happens on Gem's side, get your GGs out in chat for Gem for taking this victory over Telethar in this, holy cow, what a race. And with that, Gem, is going to move on to losers round 5. Advance the tournament. Gem is, look at that, 1 happy pinkling.
Can you believe that Gem actually saved time by dying on Ganon because Telethar got more warps?
He got more warps? Oh
yes.
My god. Oh my god. Oh, all right, well, we're just gonna let Telethar here finish up. Hopefully he does everything. Oh my god, Telethar. That was not a position I expected. All right.
Nerves of steel. Nerves of steel.
That is Telethar. All right, get your G's on Telethar. For finishing this race. I mean, it was a phenomenal race to watch, and just a little bit, just a little bit of execution here and there at the towards the end that kind of really messed Telethar up a bit, but ran a phenomenal performance. And hopefully we can get Telethar in here for a chat. We are actually already joined here by Gem, today's victor. And speaking of Telethar, GG's, guys.
GG's.
GG.
So, first of all, I would like to thank the both of you for doing what you should do with the chess turns. We got 3 out of 4. We got 3 out of 3 tries, first of all, but
did you
anyway.
Chest turn desert?
Yeah.
Of course.
But you're mirroring.
So,
okay. My bad.
Look. We have Hamburg on comms. Like, how could I not?
My bad. Sorry, that's my fault.
Mhm. I'm noting all this down, Telethar, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the team captain has spoken. Just
Yeah.
saying, for the record.
You know, I wouldn't mind being a blue Boomeranger at some point.
Oh
It was just
wow.
saying.
Okay. Well.
Unrelated.
All right. That's a
Noted.
lot.
You're gonna
Yeah,
have to
okay.
be the pink Boomeranger. I don't know if I can. I mean, I don't know about your spray. Like, it's gonna take a lot getting used to.
But yeah, that race was awesome to watch. And when I'm not sure how much you watched, but you were literally next to each other going into Turtle Rock, and you had done the exact same things.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, both of you fell in Harrow, so that just canceled out.
Did we fall at the same spot?
Oh, that's awesome.
No,
Okay.
you did not. Jem
Okay,
took
I
a
was gonna
fall
say.
in the middle hole on of Moldorm, and you took a fall late on the second floor, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was something. Because I was worried about my health because the rocks owned me. So I was just like distracted.
Yeah.
Ah.
But there was like one. No, I'm gonna say there were two major points of divergence in your routes. First of all, Jem, you decided to walk over to Saha for a sword so that you could get the fire rod right after the boots. Was that a spur of the moment decision, or
No,
did you like go out of your gemminess and just put off the boots slightly longer?
I had that planned. I don't know, it just didn't seem defensible to me to like re-enter the Dark World at Type K for combos. I don't know how it
Yeah, I'm not
compares.
sure. Because the thing is, it kind of sucks to go get the book and then backtrack. It also kind of
Yeah.
sucks to walk to Saha. Like, those are both kind of wasted time.
Yeah,
But on
it's
the other
true.
hand, re-entering the Dark World also sucks, so I'm not really sure which one is worse. Like, or better. It's an interesting difference. I don't know. I probably would guess yours is better, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
Like you
most
saved the trip to
likely
Saha,
with
right?
a-
Because you go to Eastern area anyway right after.
Yeah, you also save a trip to, like, from Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah, that's you. I don't know.
most likely it's a wash. The other main difference between the two of you were that Telethar, you decided to go grab your mitts before going to the Village of Outcast.
Yeah.
Basically
I'm
expending
not sure.
another mountain climb before so you had to go back up to get over to Turtle Rock to get the Bombus Medallion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably
Uh,
worse. I was thinking about. I saw Gem had delayed it, and it's probably better to just do the slow Thieves Town rock.
Yeah, I think
Or
it's
Hammer Rock.
pretty close, probably, all in all. But I do think, yeah, just climbing the mountain once is probably slightly better.
Yeah, I don't think any of that
Sure.
mattered. It was just I had some bad execution in Turtle Rock and Mire. So
about that, shoutouts to your
did it.
your Samaria refill on Trimax. That was awesome.
That's the second time I've gotten my fire rod shot just poofed by the ice beam in a row.
Oh, I hate when that happens.
Yeah,
That's,
and then I had slightly less than enough magic to do a last fire rod shot, so I had to refill instead. So it was cool.
It was really cool to watch. It was definitely really cool to watch.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Jen never even gave himself that opportunity. I don't know what he was thinking.
I was trying not to go too crazy today.
No, overall though, I think so. Yeah, maybe outside of Trinex, and then something happened with the peg puzzle at the right after you enter GT. I think those are probably like the major points of time loss, basically for you. But I mean, other than that, like you guys played, very very well in terms of execution, kept up with each other, like very 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 strongly.
What happened? Peg puzzle?
Like when you're in the on GT, right? Like you were stuck right before the mix.
Right. Actually, wonder, did I catch up in GT Climb a little bit? I felt like I would have been more behind. Like I peaked before the GT Climb started, and I felt like I was pretty far behind, and then I had a bad like pre-mimics, and then somehow I wasn't as far behind as I thought. But maybe I just misjudged the time.
I
Do you
died
wanna?
on
Do you wanna?
Face
Yeah. Do you wanna
Ganon.
talk about your new buddy, Jump?
You died on what?
Which one of them? Face to Ganon.
That explains it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was really stupid. I was on 3 hearts and I went for extra like dashes, even though I already had the 12 hits in, and then I got hit by a fire pet. It's really dumb.
Wait, was that after you had the 12 hits in?
Yes.
Were you watching the stream at all then? Like, or were you just playing?
Wow.
I checked Telethar's stream when I killed Agatu, and I saw he was in pre-modern. So I felt pretty bad after that. But I guess it was.
Yeah, there's still
okay.
a decent amount of time.
Yeah, I think it seems a lot closer than it really is. Agatu and pre-modern.
Yeah, I think like the difference between Moldorm and like the Moldorm chest and falling down to Ganon Hole is like over a minute. So like, it it feels a lot closer than it is. But that's my cross keys learnings is like if you can leave after just Moldorm chest, actually like GT Climb is really efficient on 4 items, but it actually kind of sucks for 5.
Yeah,
Speaking of,
it's more than a minute for just one or item. Yeah.
So it's basically a catfish. Don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. Just mirror out after Moldorm and Bray.
I would argue that there are slight differences, but yeah.
It's a catfish that you never can come back to ever.
Exactly. Maybe that's a cross case 2024 kind of thing. Who knows?
Yeah, is that so? We were actually speculating about your file name, Gem. Like, what is the OK24 referring to?
Yeah, it's what.
Is it Crosskeys 24? All right. Yeah, I mean, so for the record, Humbug like was the one who thought of it, so it was all him. Well, I guess okay. So I guess Telethar, like, I hope you had a good time in the tournament. I think you did. You made it super far. Any thoughts? I guess about the tournament. I mean, spoiler.
The tournament was good. Thank you for everyone commentating and all that, putting it on. Personally, I feel like I have like 90% of things that are in good shape, and then like 10% of things are obviously needing improvement, which that's sort of one of the things I really appreciate about spoiler is like I can just see like, yeah, these specific things are my problems, and I can go and improve those, which I feel like I feel good about, my losses and that I know what I need to do to get better. But I think I deserved my losses, so it's all good. That's it.
I think your performance in this tournament so far has been, has been very strong. And I don't think, and I will say, like losing, well, I don't think you played 31 spoiler races in ladder last season, right? Or the season before that. So
I did
you might have so you might have a slight, experience as fan. I'm just saying, but like I think even compared to last year, like you got further, but you also have improved like dramatically like since then. So
thank you.
So definitely really cool to see all the progression. But I mean, I guess like there's lots of other stuff coming up though that I'm sure will keep your attention.
Yeah, and I'll be back next year.
Perfect. Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, Jem,
Yeah,
you get to move on. How are you feeling about your potential opponent that will be determined in 24 hours basically? Either Vulcan or Humbug.
For one of them, I will have to do all the chest turns again if I race them.
Oh yes.
The other one.
Wait, you'll have to do it regardless.
You do, because if I'm not racing you, I'm probably commentating you. So then you have to do the chest turns anyway. So just prepare.
All right. Guess I'll have to do them either way.
Yep. You're not allowed to practice.
I never practice chess turns.
Okay,
Don't
good.
worry.
Good.
Or do you mean like in general?
Wink, wink.
Because in that case, I also don't practice, so don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
All right, we got that out of Jim anyway. Good. Okay.
No, yeah, like either way, I think both are pretty scary opponents. So, yeah, I'd be pretty happy with racing either of you. Of course, slightly prefer Hamburg because he's here. And then I can feel
Good
better.
answer. Good answer. I like that.
I'll take it.
No. Yeah. Yeah. Good luck with your race, Hamburg.
Yeah. Thanks.
Is it EU watchable? I forget.
It
is.
It's tomorrow, right? Then I won't be able to watch it, unfortunately.
You can
There-
you can just consider me always being EU watchable.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I don't even know why I asked.
Right.
That is a actually really nice segue, though. Yes. So looking forward, Humbug versus Relkin is tomorrow, Saturday, 3 p.m. 3:15 Eastern time. Presumably there will be a channel, and so yeah. So even if you can't watch live, you can always catch the VOD. Well, I mean, I can't say for certain that there will be restream, but I'm like, pretty dang sure that there will be. There might be a certain ghost, by the way, watching you and Relkin Humbug tomorrow. So
Yep.
be just be conscious of who you're performing for.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but this is the thank you guys so much, Jem and Telethar. I mean, phenomenal race. I mean, again, like it was really exciting. Again, I think you guys played very well, like very up to I would say expectations. Sometimes even exceeding them. Especially like especially when unexpected things happen. So very well done, and definitely best of luck for you, Jem, moving forward. And Telethar, like always a pleasure.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to have some great comps.
Agreed.
I also want to thank our tracker today, Lady Lorlinda, always as diligent as vigilant. Thank you so much, basically, for tracking this on such short notice. Like always very appreciated. And Humbug, thank you, team captain.
Thank you,
I look
Thank you,
forward to the chess turns tomorrow.
So do I. So
I think we can wrap things up from here. And again, have a great rest of your evening. Those in the EU side, and then the rest of it again. 3:15 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time. The Relkin versus Humbug should be actually just quite the exciting match, and then of course winner of that faces Jem at a to be determined time. So
Yes.
until then, have a great rest of your day.
See you tomorrow.